Oh. And it's now time, as I was talking about earlier, here now with me today is Drew Adams.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. How are you today?
I'm great, and with yourself?
Doing wonderful. So recently you released your EP, Loved and Forgiven. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, most persons know me from doing R&B, sort of soul, hip-hop type music. But this project is one that has been really close to me. It would have grown with me because I would have had the name for some time, but I just never executed on the idea. So it has been a really personal project to me. I really hope you guys enjoy it.
All right, so just before we get into some of the selections under the project, why the change in content?
Well, told me that your music should be a reflection of who you are as a person. And I would have heard it multiple occasions. So I was working on another project to this, but different content. Not bad necessarily, but just different. So I was in the final stages of it, and while listening to it, I had the thought idea of is this the message or the legacy, or do I want to leave? Do I want, when people hear my name, that they think of this? And that's where this whole loved and forgiven concept actually took over, because I sat on the final project of the last one, and for some strange reason I couldn't put it out, and that's where I came with this one.
All right, I understand, but is there, apart from the music, on a personal level, something happened?
Yeah, on a personal level, there was kind of as to who I was as a person. And having grown up in church my entire life, I would have struggled with an identity, who I am as a person. So that's what actually happened that caused me to change.
And based on the challenge that you had in finding your identity, with your music now, do you think that other youths will be able to now find theirs after listening?
I really hope so. I really hope it inspires you to actually look into yourself and discover who you really are.
All right, Drew Adams on the coast. Let's head to selections coming from his EP, Loved and Forgiven.
Say, who am I, unworthy, but you say, help me to understand your mind. How you don't care about my past, it's baffling. How you can tell me it don't matter after I repent. You say I'm forgiven, and you love me. You give greater grace, and I'm so grateful. See, there's one thing that I've realized, is that no matter what I've done, or how great my sin is, there's no point where God's grace isn't able to meet me. There's no point where my sin exceeds His love. And knowing that I'm forgiven, knowing that I'm loved, is all I need. inside his hands. I am forgiven, I am loved. The God who sits above knows my name. He showed me love, love. He showed me love. Been forsaken, and I also know the Savior's love is never changing. So it doesn't matter where you run, he's the same. Yeah, yes he is, yes he is, yes he is. See, I wasted so much time. I was running from the call for most of my life. I was running from the Lord, chasing the hype. Now seeking you first is my priority. I am a servant and a son, chosen by the one who owns the world inside his hand. Forgive, hold me love. Look,
he gave me love in exchange for my self-hatred. I was neck deep in it, Neo in the Matrix. I hated my black skin like I was a racist, till God stepped in and he gave me a facelift. Now I'm covered in the sauce, can you see my drip? See what he did on the cross stays on my lips. Orchestrated a beautiful exchange, gave all of his love and took all of my pain away. And if you never had it, then you would never know. I could have drowned in my sadness, he gave me hope. On him I medicate daily in my secret place. I'm in good hands, he got me in all states. Whoop.
I am a servant and a son, chosen by the one who owns the world inside his hands. I am forgiven, I am loved. The God who sits above knows my name. He showed me love, love. He showed me love. He gave me love. He gave me love.
12 hours of 43. Just in case you just tuned in, you're listening to an interview with Drew Adams talking about his EP, Loved and Forgiven. And you were just listening to Greater Grace and I Am. So Drew, what has the feedback been like since changing content into gospel?
Well, firstly, the feedback in terms of effectiveness and persons reaching out and actually receiving positivity from the music, it has been great. It has been, substantial, and it has proved its worth to me. As in strangers who would just hear the music and they would tell you what the music meant to them. In terms of numbers, it may not be the same as what it used to be, but from the persons actually what the music meant to them. Yeah.
I know you're saying that, but with the changing content, would it affect you on any level that the numbers might go down?
In a way, as a human, it will get to you. But as I said, on a personal level, the EP has really been a piece of me or a piece of my heart. So for me, having found my identity in somewhere else, I would have now had to find worth in something else. So no longer do I look for the substance and so on. So my worth comes from...
You want to do work with you now?
Yeah, definitely. As you would have heard, Rondell DC, who's a really great local rapper that we have here, he did a really good job on the song, and he was actually one of the first persons that I reached out to when I decided to do this kind of music, and he was very open and very willing to give advice and to participate.
Okay, great. And so persons that are listening and they're interested in this new Drew, how is it that they could get on to more selections coming from this EP?
Well, as usual, my music is available everywhere on paid streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Everywhere that you can find music, you can find me.
Okay, great. And even as we wrap up for today, is there a message that you'd like to leave with our listeners?
Yeah, for those listening who are, desirous of searching or going after your passions. So if you have a dream that you want to accomplish, just take a shot.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me, Drew Adams. And best of luck on that new adventure.
Yes. Thank you.
Let's head into more of some of his selections coming from the EP Loved and Forgiven.
To be more like you, to be more like you, and less like me. That's what I want to be more like you, and to be more like you, and less like me. That's what I want to be. Keep it in check. And when my spirit says left, it wants to go right. But you got a plan for my life. Feel weak sometimes, I admit it. It's like I wanna throw in the towel and quit it. And when life doesn't go my way, I'm reminded when I fall, I got your grace. So I don't need to be perfect to get your love. And I don't even deserve it, but it's all done. And now I'm living my life to you. Well done, well done, well done. You got me. Lord, you got me. To be more like you, to be more like you, and less like me. That's what I want to be more like you, and to be more like you, and less like me. That's what I want to be more like you. To be more like you and less like me. That's what I want to be more like you. To be more like you. To be more like you and less like me. That's what I want to be more like you. To be more like you. Like me, that's what I want to be. More than the air I breathe, you're all I need, you're all I need. More than what I consume, and I know that I'm here because of you. And everything I am belongs to you. Lord, you carry me on, how can I walk? You stand by my side when I'm all alone. You stay by my side when I'm doing wrong. When I'm doing wrong, and I know that I'm here because of you. And everything I am belongs to you. Thankful for your endless love. It endures forever and ever. Thankful that you know mine. And you want me when I feel unwanted. There's nothing that could change the way you love me. Change the way you love me. There's nothing that could change the way you love me. Look, nobody has it all figured out. It took a while, but I'm better now. All I had to do was just turn around. Take a look at your faithfulness in my life. Even though I don't always get it right. Gave me a chance in the form of Christ. He came to earth and laid down his life. Not to the Savior, I owe my life. I owe my life for your endless love. It endures forever and ever. Thankful that you know mine. And you want me when I feel unwanted. There's nothing that could change the way you love me. Change the way you love me. There's nothing that could change the way you love me. Change the way you love me. told you that I had the evidence. And you were never alone in your sadness. You were held by the one and he never left. I know who you are. I know that you chose me. I know who you are. I know that you love me. I know who you are for me. I know, and I can see clearly. I'll say yeah.